swell up here, baby, up here. You're doing good. You're doing nice, 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 nice. You're doing amazing. Yesterday I was really thinking about something. I was like, okay, so I was imagining a scenario where everything goes well. The book is doing well, the channel's doing well, people know who I am. I'm doing really well for myself. And with that comes attention, particularly female attention. And I was just wondering, because I've been very vocal about my stance on sex, premarital sex, marriage, all these sort of things, and I'm saving myself for marriage, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's the best way to do it, and there's a lot of research literature that supports this, and that's what I'm trying my best to do. And I also share this information because I know there are a lot of people around my age, young people, whoever that will be listening and hasn't taken that plunge either, and you haven't had sex, you haven't been in a committed relationship yet. I think it's important to share this information so that people at least know and then can make decisions accordingly. So I share that information, and yeah, that's the path I'm on. And I can say two instances where I could have pursued a sexual relationship, but I chose not to. There was this other girl that I was seeing, and I think she wanted something real. And it's sad because I feel like I'll say like she's for the streets, but I think she wants something real. I think she wants to be treated nicely, but I think her expectations are just so low. She hangs around with like a lot of rappers and these weed smokers and rappers, like these guys that are not very reliable, and that's who she finds herself in the company of more often than not. I actually knew her because I got to know her because she had reached out. At the time, she was part of this indie magazine thing. It was a startup. It wasn't anything significant, but she was writing articles for this indie magazine, and she had heard my music through mutual friends. So we ended up doing an interview together, and that's how we got acquainted. And yeah, from there we just started going out on dates. I just cringe at how awkward oh my gosh. I cringe at myself, man. I lacked confidence. The way I asked her out was so, it's so embarrassing. But she agreed for whatever reason. But yeah, we started going out, and we did that for some time actually. We weren't in a relationship, but we were seeing each other, just seeing what could be, where this could go, and I think there was a mutual liking there. But I just felt like we were so diametrically opposed when it just comes to our views, our values, and all that sort of stuff. She's very outgoing, and I just It's not a good look when a lot of dudes know who you are. I think every guy just, I think the ideal girl for a dude, I'm just being honest, is like she has like 500 followers, she's low key, she's just doing her thing, minding her business. Because there's a lot that comes with these girls that are very popular and everyone seems to know who she is. I'm not exaggerating when I say one time we were out in a very popular area and she kept getting stopped. It was very surreal because I'm like, how how do you know this name? It was just like how. Well, we got stopped in the middle of the road. A guy stopped his car at a green light and they had a conversation on the road. I kid you not, I'm not even making that up. That happened and I was just like, what is this? Anyway, I don't think she's sleeping with all those dudes. The one guy was gay, I'm pretty sure. I don't think she's sleeping with all of them, but it's one of those ones where it's like, I don't know. But anyway, and you also hear things through the grapevine as well about certain dudes she might be missing. There's a particular guy that I was kind of friends with that I know for a fact that she slept with. I mean, she told me as well. She slept with him. And yeah, eventually she told me, but yeah, I could. Anyway, I digress. She hangs around with these dudes that just fucking are great for her, and I think she's just learned to lower her expectations and stuff, and I do think she wants a meaningful relationship where she's treated nicely. I think she'd be quite receptive to this idea of like, let's wait. We don't have to have sex just yet. How about we just get to know each other, all this sort of stuff. If you frame it that way, instead of like, let's wait until we're married. If you just frame it like, let's just get to know each other, let's just chill out. And I think she'd be very receptive to that because she's used to these guys that are just dogs. But maybe they got clout, maybe they're just really smooth and cool and whatever, and she falls for the tricks. Anyway. I'm not smooth and cool and all those sort of things, so I think I would have had to work for it. But I think eventually she would have opened her legs if we got into a relationship. I don't think I would have had to wait until I was married necessarily. But anyway, that was a long tangent. The point I was making there was that, I've had a few moments where I've had some opportunities here and there, and I chose not to when it comes to having sex. But generally speaking, I'm not very social. I'm very awkward. So yeah, I just don't have many opportunities to have sex anyway. And I was imagining a scenario where, like I said, things are going very well for myself and I'm attracting female attention. What would I do? Because it's easy to think that, you've got all these values and principles when the opportunity to abandon them isn't there. At least not in abundance, right? But when you keep getting tested, when you keep getting opportunities, are you going to stand your ground or are you going to fold? There's this video I watched back in this was a couple of years ago. It was like these girls that cosplay and they vlog, and there's one particular girl with a friend. She has a friend and she'd cosplay a lot and then go to events and stuff. So there was this writer that she met at, I think it was like a Comic-Con. It was one of these conventions, and she met a writer there that she's a fan of, and he might have been a voice actor actually. I think he was like a voice actor of some popular anime. Like he was an English voice actor of some popular anime. It might have been My Hero Academia or something. But yeah, she met him and somehow got him to agree to hang out with her and her friend for the day. And yeah, they were just walking about the area, and she was just vlogging the day they had together, and it was cool. It was friendly. I don't think there was anything more than that going on. But in my mind, I was thinking, imagine, because these two girls are very attractive. Imagine like she says, "How about both of us go to a hotel room tonight and do the things." As a dude, if you're a degenerate like me, like, oh my gosh. That sounds very enticing. I'm not gonna lie to you, that does sound nice. But again, I'm trying to avoid things like that. I think it's nice in the moment, in the short term, and you can rack up a whole lot of experiences like that when you got clout. Because this voice actor, he's not that attractive. He's not. Yeah, he's a very average guy. He's not in shape. He's okay. He's not ugly, but he's not someone you'd look twice at if you see him on the street. That's a very attractive. If you're a girl, at least, that's a very attractive dude. But he's successful. He's made a name for himself, and he's very good at what he does, and that is, in and of itself, attractive to these ladies. So he's able to, if he really wants to. I don't know if he's married or whatnot, but if he wanted to while out, I think he could. So I guess it just becomes a question. Like you could really lean into that and make the most of your success and enjoy those things. That comes with a lot of risks. If you're not careful, you can meet one of these unscrupulous women that ends up accusing you of the craziest things because of some night you had and she wants to take advantage of you. So that's always a risk. Beyond that, you can get a girl pregnant, you can catch a disease, and then there's just the problem of heartbreak. People can get attached because sex is not, it's meant for bonding, it's meant to produce children, all these sort of things. So people think, like the term casual sex is an oxymoron, because there's no such thing as casual sex. There's always something being exchanged there. Sex is a very simple thing. So I do think there's a cost to leading a promiscuous lifestyle, but I won't deny that it has its allure. It has its pull factors. I just feel like it just conflicts heavily with my actual desires. Like what I truly want is to be in love, to have someone that I can trust fully and we're happy together, and I can just dedicate myself 100% to that relationship. I don't have to worry about that, It's like it's secure, and just working hard on building that for the rest of my life. And that's what I want more than anything. And I guess the concern of, I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I was just concerned. I'm like, I could do some things to jeopardize that. So I have to be careful, man. Because I don't think willpower is enough. I don't think it's enough to be like, I'll just say no. Because I think I can say no to an extent. And like I said, I have said no in the past. But it depends how attractive is the girl. How are you feeling in the moment? Sometimes you're lonely and someone comes at the right time or the wrong time, depending on your perspective. And they get you when you're vulnerable, and you start agreeing to these things. And I think it just takes one slip up, one to then go down this road. Because if I could see myself being like, oh, I've already done it. I might as well just, this is me now. Might as well carry on down this path. And yeah, I don't want to be that guy though. I don't think I'll be happy. I think I'm very emotional in certain ways, and it would be hard for me to do these things without getting attached. I'm very sentimental. I think that's the right way to phrase it. I'm very sentimental, and I don't see myself engaging in that lifestyle and not getting hurt badly. So I don't think that'd be good for me. And then now I do all that, and then it's time to get into a relationship. Now I finally meet the girl that I've been wanting to meet, and I want to get married to her, but I've got all this emotional baggage and all these bad habits I've been cultivating for a long time. Now things are at risk. I can actually end up messing up the marriage. You know, I've talked about how people have done research on this for a long time now, and they've seen that the more sexual partners you have, the more likely divorce becomes. People don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. It's not definite that you'll get divorced, but you increase the likelihood. And there's reasons for that. If you actually read about it, you do the research on these things, they explain. But it's an uncomfortable conversation because a lot of people are out here just doing the absolute most when it comes to having sex with strangers. But again, it's not set in stone that you get divorced. And I actually do think there are things you can do to mitigate that if you change and you course correct. But you don't want to be in a position to have to now start scrambling to get your life together. I think prevention is better than the cure. So that's why I always say, like, for me, it's about addressing the young audience who hasn't taken that plunge yet. Just wait, man. Just wait. And a lot of dudes will never be in the position where they're just swimming in pussy anyway, so that's great. You'll probably have a few instances here and there where a girl is willing to be with you and cut those corners, take those shortcuts. Just don't, man. Just wait. I think she'll also respect you a lot more if you wait. I think she'll respect you in the long run. I really appreciate that, because most dudes won't be willing to wait. They'll take what they want, and a lot of them, once they've had their fun, they leave. You know, some stick around for a while, but a lot of these relationships end. They break up, and it's like, what was it all for? You've already given yourself to him, and you broke up anyway. I don't think it's worth it. I also think about myself in that way. It's like, there's a girl, I never slept with her, but we exchanged some videos and images and stuff like that. And she's, oh man, guys, yeah, it was rated X. It was graphic, the contents of those videos. And I was just thinking to myself, like it was actually a very profound moment for me, because I started to realize that this relationship is going nowhere. She just wants to have sex. The issue was, the reason why we were exchanging all those videos and whatnot instead of just having sex, because she lived very far away. And I would have to take a plane to go see her. And we were arranging that whole thing. I was supposed to go fly, and then we planned it probably like I was gonna stay at like a guest house and something. I was gonna rent someplace, and then she was gonna come over, and yeah, we planned it. But then I just started to realize that this girl only wants sex. I don't think she's thinking about a relationship. You know how women are. You sleep with them, then everything changes. So who knows if maybe things would have changed. But I was just in my mind, I was like, I don't want to be in a situation where I have feelings for her and she has no feelings for me, and I'm out here having sex, and eventually I just get cast aside. because that would affect me deeply. And it was sad because I've actually done a lot already. Like, she's seen parts of myself that no one has ever seen before, and that will never change. Like, I have, like, whenever I meet a girl, I can no longer say you're the only one that's seen me in this way before, because this other girl has also seen me in this way. Well, we didn't go the whole way, but it still bothers me that she saw that. And for a while, for that reason that I'd been so vulnerable with her, I was like, I have to commit. I have to be with her because I don't want anyone else to have this. I don't like the idea that, because in my mind, it's like someone has a piece of me. That's how I think of it. Like someone has that piece of me, and I don't like the idea of these pieces of me being scattered, even if it's one small piece. So it just bothered me, and for a while I was like, I have to make this work. I have to somehow get into a relationship with this girl and commit. But at some point I just realized, besides the fact that I think she just wanted sex, it was so different. It wouldn't work. I'd be unhappy. We were extremely different, but we were attracted to each other. It wasn't the best situation because you're having arguments, you're just not seeing eye to eye, but then there's this intense attraction. There was a cycle. Argue, and then start talking again, and then you get into that thing of exchanging those pretty graphic videos and stuff, and then argue again, and I didn't like how I felt. Hold on. I didn't like how I felt during that period of time. So I was like, no, I can't do this. I have to find a way to sever those ties. So I unfollowed her, and I hid my Instagram story from her as well, because I was wondering, why can't I let go of this person? Because it was a good year of me struggling to just move on, and I was wondering why I couldn't. And then I realized because I'm seeing her constantly. I'm seeing her on my Instagram feed and all these sort of things. We're talking on WhatsApp, and she's looking at my story, so I'll see her profile and people that are viewing my story, all that sort of stuff. So I was like, okay, what they say, out of sight, out of mind. It's very true, guys. Because as soon as I stopped interacting with her and stopped seeing her, she'd be posting these, oh my God, these selfies, and I'll be just like, getting tempted to. Anyway, out of sight, out of mind is very true. And as soon as I did that, it was easy to move on. And I'm glad I did, because that would have been crazy if I went down that road. Imagine you get that girl pregnant. Oh my days. Bro, if you get a girl pregnant, you're married. That's a life you created together. That isn't. You can't break that bond. You're married for life if you have a baby with a dude. Even if you're separated and you get married to another dude, that's a man in your life that will always be around. And whatever man you end up with, he's gonna have to get acquainted to the baby daddy, and hopefully your baby daddy is not an asshole and whatnot, because that's gonna be drama for days. And that there's always drama, because guys like that on the one hand, the baby daddy is like, you're his baby mama, so then he has that relationship with you, and he's gonna expect attention or whatever. Like, there's even if it's not romantic, there's just gonna be that thing of like your time is going to be divided, right? Between him, the baby, and the other guy. It's a mess. So I just would never want to be in that situation. It's chaotic. It's just not ideal. People make it work, but yeah, I just would rather not be in that. It's too much for me. So I'm glad I just never I never went down that road. But yeah, man, I think about that if I was just constantly presented with temptation, would I fold? So I think it's important just to not put yourself in positions twofold. So for me, I think to protect myself, because I don't think my mental willpower is that amazing. So I think I'd have to put up a lot of boundaries. Just to make sure I don't find myself in situations I shouldn't be in. Because it's tempting, man. It's very tempting. But again, I'm on a mission. And I'm so serious about finding love and finding commitment and just finding that person that I can just really feel like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the relationship I've been waiting for. And I can really like dedicate myself to this. That's really what I want more than anything. And I don't want to jeopardize that. So, I'm gonna have to be careful out here. Most men, the vast majority, when they get that clout, when they get that success, yeah, it's a wrap. They act out and they just start slinging their dick everywhere. It's a mess. Very few stay low key and just stay out of the mix. Very, very few. So I think that'll be the ultimate test of character, and I have to pray, man. I have to pray for God to protect me and to just keep me on the straight and narrow path. And yeah, I just also have to have common sense and not do anything dumb. We'll see. This is assuming things go well, of course. I have plans. Will these plans come to fruition? Who knows? Stay tuned. Anyway, something to think about. Definitely something to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's a great thing. Dear Father God, I thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole and unique and guiding them on the path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in the life who love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustaining the love and marriage and making very, very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in their life. By giving thanks, they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so know that you're God, that you will, that you love them, and you're always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about in your mind. And pray in Jesus' name. Amen.